Hello, this is the Tradesight Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 28th of March 2018, and probably for Thursday, the 29th. Let's be honest. Usually we don't do market previews for Friday. This is a short week. There is no market Friday. The market's closed even though the banks are open for Good Friday. The banks are closed Monday after Easter, even though the market's open, which is really annoying. So this will probably wrap it up for the week because if there's a good trading day left, it'll probably be Wednesday. And here's why. Thursday, people will start to leave early ahead of the long weekend. Friday we're closed, but also this is then therefore the end. The Easter lands not just on April Fool's Day, but the way Easter lands with Good Friday being Friday, the end of quarter and the statement prints are on Thursday. So if they're going to try to print the statements where they want them, it'll be on Thursday, obviously, and that means that probably not a lot will happen Thursday, Wednesday. We'll see. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. So a bounce day on Monday, a reversal downside day on Tuesday is what it is. Let's go through the major indices. Crude oil down 37 cents to 64.87. Gold down 15.80. The S&P cash index loses 45. Now this is what's interesting. And by the way, this will put us, if I go to projection mode, oh, it's not. It's not a 13 sell signal, buy signal. What's interesting is one more down day will give us a 13 buy signal on the seeker. Could form a double bottom. Having said that, the bounce day on Monday that everybody thought was, oh, look, everything's fine and we're back to normal. This ends up being a bearish engulfing day. The entire day gapped above and then sold off and encompassed the prior day's action with a negative candle. So this does not look pretty on the charts. NASDAQ 100 loses 224 points, essentially, and also a bearish engulfing day. So whoever thought, oh, Monday's the bounce and this is the beginning of, the next run in the market. No, we're actually at almost new lows for the last month or two. So nothing pretty about this at all. And it is what it is. The stock's down 52 points, 52.16. The biotech's down 94.40. Again, also another negative close compared to where we've been recently. The VIX closes up 1.47. Trend at 1.52, so that means the 10-day moving average is 1.25, so that's not going to get to a sell signal anytime soon. NASDAQ volume, again, at 2.3 billion. That's kind of where it's been. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was negative 217, means 217 more stocks down than up. Advanced decline ratio on the New York, negative 1,076. Google loses 47.15, and that puts this at the lowest close, I think, in Google. There might have been one day February, but other than that, almost the lowest close in a long time. Apple down 443. Amazon, a big day, down 58.81, and that's a bearish engulfing day on Apple. Netflix down 19.66, low of the last month. Tesla down 25, breaking to new lows for the last year on Tesla. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, rallies. So interest rates dropping despite everything else that's going on with the Fed. The Dow down 344, nobody cares, and the Goldman Sachs down 762, which puts it back down where it's been for most of the last year. All right, let's look at the intraday action real quick. So here's the 5-minute candle. So this is what's really interesting. Monday, you get the gap up. You sold off for the first hour or two. Fine, you didn't quite fill the gap. Came back, you made a cup. You broke out in the last 2 hours and rallied. Tuesday, you get the gap up, you fill it pretty quick, you're flat for 2 hours, nothing really happens. You get a 13 sell signal going into lunch. That's the high of the day. The lunchtime is unexciting. And then you drop, 70, 80 points on the S&P in the afternoon. So that's a pretty big plunge. And that takes us back to almost filling the gap from Monday. We still haven't filled that. But now at this point, we're at the lows of the week, which is interesting. NASDAQ side did fill that gap from Monday. It's actually down for the week. So whoever said let's rally this week, not true. All right, that's it. So I don't know. Here's what we know. Usually, when you're up for the month, when you're up for the quarter, you usually look at like the market stabilizing the last couple of days because everybody wants to print their quarter-end statements and get their bonuses and all that junk. Here's the thing, though: we're not up for the quarter. The S&P is down for the quarter. The NASDAQ is down for the quarter. So what does it matter to most of these guys where we print and close? On Friday, their bonuses, there's no bonuses to be paid unless you're short from the top. So I don't know what that means. Typically, here's what I'd fall back on. Maybe there's some time for some action on Wednesday. Thursday, I wouldn't expect much because we head into a long weekend. Friday, we're closed, and the market's got a weekend. So, and then, of course, Monday is kind of a joke, even though we're open because of the bank holiday. It's still going to be like half volume. So it's a non-day Friday, and it's an ish day Monday. And then we get back to it. But definitely with the end of quarter get some statements printing. I don't know. Without being up or down big since January 1st, the statements are kind of meaningless, and it is what it is. So we will see what we get. Charts as usual. Oh, sorry. Let me look at the data that's coming out for the rest of the week. So we've got the final look at GDP on Wednesday from the fourth quarter trade balance number, wholesale inventories. That's all an hour before the bell. Pending home sales 30 minutes in. Crude oil inventories an hour in. Core PCE price index on Thursday, an hour before the bell, along with personal income and spending. We got the weekly initial and continuing unemployment claims. Then Chicago PMI 15 minutes into the market on Thursday. Revised University of Michigan sentiment 30 minutes in, and natty gas an hour in. Obviously nothing on Friday because it's a holiday. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out as we always do. We had a great trading day. 4 out of 4 today, plus futures, plus forex. Awesome. Can't miss making money off of those calls. Have a great trading week.